What's going on, guys? It's your boy Big Erik Chris back at you with another one. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, hit me up on Twitter, TikTok, the community post. You gotta know the vibes. And it is WrestleMania weekend. WrestleMania night one is in the books. NXT Stand and Deliver is in the books. And we have some breaking news earlier in the day. It was announced that WWE has acquired AAA, the Lucha Wrestling Company. AAA, that Lucha, yes, that AAA, yes, that one, the one with Vikingo, that's the one that WWE has now. And it was during the pre-show this was announced. Like, you had different luchadors there. You had Andrade was out there. Santos Escobar was out there. Stephanie Vaquer was out there. You even had Vikingo and other luchadors up there. Rey Mysterio, Rey Fenix, just for this announcement of the acquisition of AAA. And it was also announced that I think sometime in June it's gonna be a Worlds Collide show between AAA and NXT. So that should be pretty fun, man. I'm not really too familiar with AAA. I've seen a couple triple manias. I'm not overly familiar with it. I from what I saw, I did enjoy the product. One of my favorite parts of it was the commentators, because like they're so turned, and like they go up for the matches, like they start yelling, peligro, brutal, stuff like that. So that popped me. So if we can get those commentators for the Worlds Collide show, that would just make me a happy camper. And like I said, we also had Stand and Deliver, man. The overall show was good, but the highlight of the show was that triple threat main event between Javon Evans, Obafemi, and Trick Williams. That was amazing. Obafemi retained. You had Stacks turn his back on the Don, betraying the D'Angelo family. Dark State ended up getting the win, man. Yeah, so many great matches on that show. But you're here to hear me talk about WrestleMania. And WrestleMania night one, it was like I'm gonna do this in a compliment sandwich way, because it started off good and it ended spectacular. And you had some cool stuff in the middle, but there was a couple times where I was trying to fight sleep, trying to fight nodding off. But I'm gonna start off with the most important thing, and that was the main event, the triple threat match between Roman Reigns, our tribal chief, the OTC, CM Punk with Paul Heyman, and Seth freaking Rollins. And this was an amazing triple threat match. This was the best match on the show, man. It was phenomenal. Like, they were doing finisher spams, they were kicking out each other's finishing moves. You had Roman Reigns jumping over barricades and shit. He had on some white Jordan type boots. Everyone was doing their thing. Living Color performed for CM Punk. Seth Rollins had a wardrobe change during his entrance. But the overall match itself, the cinema, you already know what it was. You had Roman Reigns constantly looking at Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman looked like he was about to cry. CM Punk being an instigator. Seth Rollins trying to get Roman Reigns back on his side to take out CM Punk. But the ultimate thing that everyone's going to be talking about is this double turn, right? So like I mentioned, Paul Heyman was in the corner of CM Punk. That was the big favor. You had Roman Reigns constantly side-eyeing Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman, looking conflicted and whatnot. So there was a point during the match where everybody was down, like Roman, Seth, CM Punk, they were all down. And you see Paul Heyman outside of the ring, he brings a steel chair in, and he's in between CM Punk and Roman Reigns. And he's like, well, what's gonna happen? What is he gonna do? So he ends up sliding the chair to CM Punk, and Roman Reigns looked devastated. He looked like he was about to cry for realsies. And right when CM Punk was about to hit Roman Reigns with the chair, Paul Heyman hit the low blow on CM Punk. It was like, oh shit, swerve. And you see this big smile on Roman Reigns' face, like he's elated, he's excited because he got his wise man back, he got his boo back. And then Paul Heyman points out that Seth Rollins is laying on the other side of the ring with his back turned. And it's like, dude, you can get your revenge right now. He's right there, my tribal chief. And it's looking like Roman Reigns is finally going to get some retribution. He's going to finally get some get back on Seth Rollins. And as Roman is about to swing the chair. Paul Heyman hits a low blow on Roman Reigns, and at this point I'm like, hey, yo, because I think I mentioned this in my SmackDown review. Like, a lot of people were predicting that Seth Rollins would be a Paul Heyman guy. I predicted that Seth Rollins would win the match, but I didn't think it would end up being a Paul Heyman guy. Like, I heard people saying it, but I'm like, we'll see. But lovely angle, my friends, y'all were right. Seth Rollins is a Paul Heyman guy. He ends up getting the win. After the match, you see Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman leaving. And then, like, even during the post show, like, they were showing Roman Reigns and CM Punk, like, the aftermath of the shenanigans, and Roman looked devastated. Like this man has been through a lot storyline wise. The Shield broke up, his family turned against him, and now he's lost his wise man to his enemy, his biggest op. And then you have CM Punk looking like, ain't this about a bitch? So Seth Rollins getting his revenge, like the ultimate revenge, the ultimate hater. Like, he stole he stole the wise man and the advocate from his two biggest ops, and that is absolutely hilarious. And in this situation, it's like, on paper, Seth Rollins is the heel, and because Paul Heyman turned his back on the OTC, he's the heel too. But it's kind of like, people were still singing Seth Rollins songs, so I'm like, we'll see how this goes, man. I can't wait for Monday Night Raw to see the aftermath of this. And speaking of Monday Night Raw, man, we have a new World Heavyweight Champion in main event, Jey Uso. His entrance was really long because they were in the stadium that the Raiders play in. And I'm like, man, it's gonna take this man a cool minute to walk through the crowd and get to the ring. Like, the crowd was eating, yeah, Pat McAfee eating and whatnot. But the match, man, it was pretty good, man. Told a pretty good story. You had Gunther chopping Jey Uso, and Jey Uso kind of eating it. Like, they pointed out on commentary that Jey Uso put on some muscle. He's been training harder and whatnot. And basically what it was pretty much Jey Uso hitting Gunther with his own moves, like power bombs and clotheslines and chops. And he ended up making Gunther tap out with the choke that he choked out himself with, that he choked out Jimmy Uso with as he bled to death. And like, this came after like a super kick, a spear, 3 Uso splashes, and then he made Gunther tap out. And it was like, yo, that was pretty cool, man. Main event, Jey Uso is now the new World Heavyweight Champion, and I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy for my guy. Big fan of Jey Uso. I'm a big fan of the Usos in general. Speaking of the Usos, like, you had Jimmy come out and he was celebrating with his brother, and that was a pretty cool moment. Another moment for the Fatu family was the fact that we have a new United States champion in Jacob Fatu. And this was, like, to me, the second best match of the night between Jacob Fatu and LA Knight. Like, there was one spot where I think Jacob was going for a moonsault, and somehow LA Knight reversed it into a BFT, and that was a pretty cool spot. Like, even had this girl looking all surprised, so she's a meme now. But Mr. All Gas No Brakes with it is now your new United States champion, and I'm happy for Jacob Fatu too, man. Like, he really deserves it, man. Jacob is awesome. He's amazing in the ring. He's a really cool person, and really happy for him. Kind of sucks for Solo Sikoa because this is like his 3rd WrestleMania in a row where he's not wrestling a match. I mean, that might change tomorrow night if he wrestles Randy Orton, but as of right now, man, he's kind of like the bridesmaid and never the bride. So, sucks for Solo Sikoa, but shout out to Jacob Fatu. So now we're going to everything else that was in the middle of the opening match in the main event. So you had the tag team title match between the New Day and the Viking Raiders, and honestly nobody cared because WWE didn't give us a reason to care about this match. There wasn't really a story. It was kind of like, well, here is a match for the tag team titles, so here you go. The match itself was fine, but it was what it was, man. The New Day are the new tag team champions, and I got this wrong. Like, I think this is the only prediction I got wrong. Pick the Viking Raiders because I just didn't have faith in WWE to put the tag titles back on the New Day, and I was wrong about that. So something else that happened was this match between Naomi and Jade Cargill. For what it was worth, it was a fine match, man. Naomi has a new theme. I don't think I like it. I gotta hear it again, but I don't like it. Jade Cargill ended up getting the win, and she's looking like a superhero. It was a couple times where she caught Naomi in midair when she was trying to like do a dive or whatever, so that was pretty cool. But you know, for what it was worth, it was a pretty okay match. Speaking of something that was okay, so originally this was supposed to be El Grande Americano versus Rey Mysterio, but Rey Mysterio was injured on this past Friday's SmackDown, so filling in for Rey Mysterio was Fenix. And I'm like, that's got to be pretty cool, man. Like, this dude just got in WWE, and he's already on the WrestleMania card, albeit it was at the expense of Rey Mysterio, you know. But I kind of feel like they had this plan. Like, I don't think Rey Mysterio is really injured, because if you remember back to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal that happened on SmackDown, El Grande Americano interfered and cost Rey Fenix the match, kind of sort of. So I'm like, you guys can't fool me. This is just a way to get Rey Fenix on the card, and I'm not mad at it, but I don't think Rey Mysterio is really injured. He could be, but I don't know. So El Grande Americano ended up winning the match with the loaded mask, like with the metal plate thingy in the mask. Rey Fenix went for that move where he runs across the ropes and he kicks you in the face, but he kicked El Grande in the face and it messed up his foot. And then El Grande hit the flying headbutt and got the win. So for what it was worth, it was an okay match. It was fine. They were cooking a little bit, but you know, it is what it is. And the last match I want to talk about is this match between Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton. And a lot of people were anticipating this for pretty much all the wrong reasons, because it was like this match could either be really good or it could go off the rails. And for what it was worth, man, it was a pretty decent match. It was pretty cool. It took a while for the crowd to kind of get into it, but like once it got towards the tail end of the match and they started like working over like submissions or whatever, that's when the crowd really started getting into it. And to my surprise, even though I picked Tiffany Stratton, I was still kind of iffy about it. But Tiffany Stratton retained, and she is still your WWE Women's Champion. And it looked like somewhere through the match, she chipped her tooth. I don't know how that happened. I think it was from Charlotte Flair's knee brace, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, so night one of WrestleMania was okay. Like the opening match, the main event, the Jey Fatu match were pretty much the best parts of this show. I will say outside of the main event, Stand Up Deliver was better than night one of WrestleMania. But we have night two tomorrow night, and that is the final match of John Cena for WrestleMania. So we'll see how that goes. But with that being said, guys, what did you think of night one of WrestleMania? Let me know in the comment section below. Of course, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. You guys take care. Peace. I'm out. Peace.